everyone. I am Shalonda, but most of you who know me may know me as Pinky. That is my unofficially my official name, Pinky Sauders. And I am the owner of So Pinky. When people hear that, I automatically think So Pinky, S-O, but it's really S-E-W. I'm Pinky and I So Pinky. A little bit of background about me. I'm not originally from Fort Wayne, I'm from Chicago. My mom moved her family here, I'll just say over 10 years ago, and she said she wanted us to come here and to give her children a better life. I was an adult, and I didn't live in her home, but I felt if my mom was leaving, all my siblings were leaving, I don't really have a choice but to leave myself. And I will say that that has been one of the best things that has happened to myself and my family. I'm the second of 9 kids, and so, you know, big family, lots of love and lots of madness and craziness, but it works. And from that move, we have 2 nurses, 1 Marine, Air Force, some of everything, and then there's me. We started So Pinky, I started So Pinky unofficially 4 years ago when my sister found out she was pregnant. I wanted a niece, I needed a little girl. I had just lost my dog, and I used to make little things for, her name was Magenta and Pinky. Make things for us, so after I lost her, I figured, okay, so my sister's pregnant, that means that she's gonna have a girl, I'm gonna have that niece, and we're gonna dress alike. Everyone said, no, we need more boys in the family because obviously more women. The day we found out she was having a girl, I took my last paycheck from my job, I went out and bought a sewing machine. And it took up all my money, which I didn't really realize that was gonna happen at first, but it was the best thing I've ever did in my life. I went from making clothes for her and myself, and people asking, who made this? Where did this come from? Where did you buy this? And I was reluctant because I didn't want to make clothes for anybody. I didn't want anyone to dress like me. My niece's name is Twinkie, by the way. I didn't want people to dress like Pinky and Twinkie. I just wanted Pinky and Twinkie to dress alike, that's it. But people kept asking, who did this? Well, can you make this for my daughter's birthday? Well, can you make me and my daughter something alike? And it just kind of happened. After 2 years, I went on ahead and did it, and So Pinky was born. So now for my little slideshow. And bear with me, I'm used to being behind my sewing machine, not in front of people, so I'm not really used to PowerPoint. Let's see. Spacebar. Thank you. I'm going to make this really easy for you and answer other questions. So how does So Pinky feel a need in the marketplace? Everyone loves shopping. We have some who assist people with their shopping. But have you ever tried to shop for a 5-year-old who is, spacebar, who is picky about everything from what she eats, what she listens to, where she goes, and, okay, what she wears, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, let's go back. Well, the slide is just going to play, I'm just going to talk. So a lot of moms run into that problem. What am I going to get my daughter for her birthday? Or what does she want for her birthday? Or what does she want to look like? So Pinky has made that very easy. We pretty much do all the legwork for you. We do clothes, dresses, skirts, pants, anything your daughter wants. We get some adults who want them also. I wear the clothes, and we get some men who wear the clothes also. We custom make, well, I custom make everything. I say we because I do see myself as bigger than I am, but it's just me. I custom make everything on my machines. I tell people everything I make, I put a little bit of love and magic in every stitch because that's what I want to get across to my customers. I'm sorry, trying to get this to go right. We So Pinky, even with all of our clothes, we like to make sure we put all of our clothes through, I call the 4F system. It has to be fluffy, it has to be functional, it has to be family friendly, and definitely has to be fun. If it's not those things, we will not put it out for our customers and for our girls. I take a lot of pride in what I do for them just because I like to give them not only a nice product, but I like to give the princess experience. And a lot of people say, oh, Pinky, what is the princess experience? For the ladies, imagine you go and buy, or you get it as a gift, a Coach purse. Brand new, not a knockoff, it's an authentic Coach purse, or some Louis Vuitton pumps. You're gonna love them. Those are gonna be your babies. That's your princess experience. For the men, think about if you were able to go and buy a brand new Lamborghini, hot red, beautiful in the sun. That's your princess experience. That's what I want to give to every little girl when she gets our clothing and her mom pulls it out of the bag, or she see it hanging up in her closet. She goes nuts. That's her princess experience. That's what I want to give every little girl. In the beginning, I was reluctant, like I said, to put the product out there, but the feedback began to come. You know, Pinky, I love this. You know, can you do this? Or your designs are really nice, or your designs are really different. And some people may say, well, I can get that from anybody. I can go to Walmart and get that, which you really can. Or I can go to any garage sale or Facebook site and get that. But there are a lot of things about So Pinky that makes us different that you can't get from them. The main thing is, a lot of our designs that I do, I hand make my own patterns. I don't like to, like I said, I didn't want for people to look like Twinkie and myself. I do the same thing. I don't like my designs to look like everyone else's. I like it to be different and for the girls to feel special about what they have on. Okay. Another thing that makes So Pinky different from everyone else is the personal contact and experience you can have with us. I am a one-man show. I do everything, but I still try to take that time and give that personal care to each and every customer. Like I tell people, I do it all, but I make sure I do it right. I don't want to just, okay, well, get money. That's not So Pinky. We would rather put out 2 of something that's nice, amazing, and that pulls in customers, instead of putting out 10 of something that's half done and you can get from anybody and anywhere. Do we have potential for commercialization? And that's how my dream boutique looks, by the way. So we're going to talk numbers here. A lot of people feel you can't really make money making clothes and doing handmade items, but this is just an example of what So Pinky can do to make money. If the starting price for one skirt is $15, it only costs me $2.50 to make, because I have secured a low-cost supplier for my materials. Gross profit $12.50. I can make over 13 skirts a day, which means within 10 days, I've already met my maximum to break even with my expenses, meaning the other 20 days in a month, that's all profit. That's all money that's going back into the business, and that's how we like to model, model the business. I tell people I mix up a nice little potion that makes So Pinky successful. High profits on goods sold, lots of hard work, not a lot of sleep, but that's okay, that comes with the territory. We definitely like to meet the need, because there is a need in the market. People love handmade and locally made items, and that's what we use to make sure that So Pinky can be successful and that we can reach more customers and make more money at the same time. Fort Wayne, Allen County, and Northeast Indiana as a whole definitely had a hole in this market because there wasn't anything out there. Like I said before, you can get on garage sales site groups and you can, ask people, can you make me this skirt? Can you make me that skirt? But actually getting that attention as far as that personal connection, Fort Wayne didn't have. Northeast Indiana did not have. And once So Pinky started and really got out there, I found that the community embraced that. All the little girls, there are so many little girls, there's a princess born every day. And so why not tap into that market? And we're not just limited to Fort Wayne or Indiana. I ship all over. I think my mailman, I drive him crazy sometimes because he comes to pick up packages any given day. He can have at least 20 to 25 packages, but those are 20 to 25 little girls who I'm servicing that don't live in my area. And that all comes into the potential for commercialization. Also, So Pinky needs room to expand. We can't expand in my one-bedroom apartment. It's just not even possible. Some days I leave out, I have yarn stuck to my clothes or thread stuck to my clothes that doesn't belong there because it's not a part of my clothing, but it's from something else that I've made. I've completely outgrown my apartment, and that's caused a problem with the business because if I can't grow, that means I have to turn away customers. No entrepreneur wants to do that. That's how you make your money. So if you're turning away customers, it's a problem, but it's a good problem to have because that shows that you're growing. But you have to be able to meet the need. And right now, So Pinky isn't able to completely meet that need because we need to expand. With that expansion, I think it definitely will help the Fort Wayne community just because if I need to expand, that means I need to hire. And creating jobs is the economic dream because, there's so many unemployed people, we need to create jobs. And small businesses, a lot of people know that small businesses do create that, and it works. It's a proven fact that it definitely works. How does So Pinky impact the lives of women and family? Coming from a big family, I like to bring that aspect to So Pinky. I tell people, I don't really have a lot of customers, I have family. Each person who contacts me to buy something from me, I consider them to be a part of my So Pinky family. I feel empty today because usually when I go places to present about So Pinky, I have my little Pinkster minions, my little girls who come, who have on the clothes and who show the designs. I have a large community backing when it comes to Fort Wayne because a lot of people believe in what we do. For those who were at the Ivy Tech competition, there were little girls running around everywhere, but that's what I like. It shows me that, and it shows others that there's a need for this. There's a reason why we're still here. And I like to bring that to So Pinky. I like to have a family aspect. I'm a very informal person sometimes, maybe when I shouldn't be, but everything I've done is self-taught. I started the business from scratch. I, had to kind of push or not really pressure So Pinky on people, but, it's when people don't really understand what you're doing or don't really believe in what you're doing, sometimes you have to put it right in their face. And so, that's kind of been my motto with So Pinky. You can tell me that I can't, but I'm gonna show you that I can. I'm gonna show you that it will work. And that's been the journey So Pinky has been on. We started our sewing classes. And from the sewing class, I wanted to teach little girls how to sew. I feel like there's so many girls getting into different things, so many babies being born, babies having babies. I felt giving sewing classes and having programs after school will give those girls something else to do instead of going to get in something they shouldn't get into. Once we started our sewing classes, it went from us sitting there talking about everyday things to the girls, well, Pinky, somebody told me this at school today. What do you think? Or somebody said this to me and it hurt my feelings. And it went from me just teaching them how to sew to us actually giving etiquette classes and having self-esteem talks with our girls. And we call it bow power, like hair bow power. I can remember coming out of high school, I had a really bad self-esteem problem. And for some reason, the only way I would feel better is if I put on a pair of earrings and put a hair bow in my hair. I was almost grown, but I was wearing hair bows, and that made me feel good about myself. And so having bow power and talking to those girls, that's been something that's actually given me a chance to help them, not only teaching them skills that they can take further in life, but actually bonding with the girls and helping them boost their self-esteem and having the moms contact me and say, Pinky, she said this to me today and she told me that you taught her that, or you gave her the confidence to do this. My daughter would never think about, being in a talent show, but you talked to her and told her she know how to sing, go and sing, and she did it. That's the aspect I like to bring to So Pinky, not just I'm going to make something you pay me for it and you go about your business. That's not what I want. I want to give those girls tools that I didn't have. Being the second child, all the attention and all the care mainly went to the younger children. So I don't want them to struggle how I did. You know, I didn't have anyone to tell me, Pinky, you do this, or Pinky, you do that. I had to learn it the hard way. And I don't want girls to have to go through that same thing. And with So Pinky, with our sewing classes, even our beauty pageants, we started doing beauty pageants, I think a year and a half ago. And there were companies that would come here locally and have pageants, but they would charge you $200 to be a part of them. And there were a lot of little girls, so I'm like, oh, she's so cute, she should do pageants. That was just my thought process. And my sister told me one day, she said, well, just have one. Go and do it. And I said, no, people, they're not gonna, you know, no, they don't want to have any beauty pageants. And it was something going on, I don't remember what it was, but I said, okay, I'm going to announce that we're going to have our Winter Wonderland pageant. And I announced it, and we had about, I think the first pageant, I had 10 girls in it, and we had about 150 people show up to the very first pageant. The second pageant, we had 20 girls, and we had almost 300 people show up to the pageant, and we didn't have enough room to see the people, so people were just kind of standing around because I didn't think it was going to get that big. And just from that, training for the pageants, and it's not like what you see on TV. A lot of people think toddlers and tiaras. Absolutely was not that. It was something to boost their self-esteem. We had news stations show up and say, well, we heard you were doing this, and we wanted to see what it was all about. I wasn't prepared. I don't know if my hair was done that day. I said, well, I don't know if I want to talk on the news, but we were featured. The second pageant, Rachel Martin from the news station was one of our judges. So Pinky, we're trying to make traction. A lot of people, you know, may look, okay, well, you're a small business, we'll just, you know, see what you have going on. But I like to think bigger. I like to think future-wise, what we can do. I see the potential that So Pinky has, and it started with clothes, but it's become something much bigger than just clothes. I don't even know what else I have on my slideshow. I'm sorry. And that's from one of our pageants. We take the girls to different outings. The Derby Girls season, we have a booth set up where we have the girls come. Some days we sell, sometimes we don't, but we like to just get the girls involved in community outings, and we have sporting events. We go and support the girls' sporting events. So like I said, it's not just about come buy from me, come buy from me. It's also about what I can do for you and how I can help you. As far as the girls, I feel like helping women, it starts as a girl. And sometimes it makes it easier if you can hit them while they're young and try to impact their lives. And then as they get older, then it won't be so hard to get them out of those ways from either not having someone teach them to having someone teach them something that may be incorrect. And I think that is it for So Pinky. Do we have any questions?
So when you make your designs and stuff, is there, or could there be possibly, I guess that'd be the right question, is that something that can be like cataloged and duplicated, or is every piece just kind of its own new, unique creation?
I have had people who have wanted to duplicate the designs. I did, maybe about 8 months ago, tried to hire someone to come in to help so I won't be the only one sewing all the clothing. I didn't know then that I should have non-compete agreements and, you know, all of this legal paperwork, and maybe 3 months or 2 or 3 months into her helping me, she decided, okay, well, I can do this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it. She's not doing it now, thank God, but it can be, but I guess it's just a matter of, that's why I like to hit the market hard. I'm constantly coming out with new things or improving upon old designs. And what I do with the designs that I don't make anymore, that I retire, that's what I teach my girls in the sewing classes. So if I'm not gonna make it, I teach them how to make it, they can make it for themselves. I think anything can be duplicated. I have been in talks with people as far as getting my patterns trademarked or patented. I have been in talks with people as far as that. But that again goes into me making the right connections and talking, you know, to figure all of that out, because that's stuff that I don't know.
So the sewing classes, do you charge the parents for that, or is that something you donate?
It depends on what I'm teaching. Some of them are donated. For the winter time, the crochet classes are donated just because all the scarves that we make are going for, I can't think of the name of the program right offhand, but we're going to take them downtown and they wrap them to trees, and I can think of the name of it, but those are free classes. Some of the classes, if it's going to be something really extensive, if we're actually using my machines, then I charge for those just to ensure my machines, if something gets broke, it's going to have to be repaired. So it just depends on what we're making, but I do charge for some.
Okay.
And how is your time split between actually manufacturing and making stuff, between hosting and having girls in?
Well, I don't sleep. That's one thing. It's hard to manage all the time. It really is hard. I make do. I do have some of my sisters. They come and help. If I need things packed up or shipping boxes, I do have people come in and help with that. I actually have the group of girls who do the sewing classes. What I do with some of them, if the mom can't afford the class, they will come help me pack up boxes or sort different things, and that's how they pay for their daughter to do the sewing class. So I try to kind of make it where everything is attainable for everyone. So even I had one mother who wanted to get her daughter something for her birthday. She couldn't afford it. It didn't cost a lot, but she said she couldn't afford it. She asked, well, did you need help, doing this, or you need help, going to meet a customer? So she actually did help me take the boxes, went to the post office, went to meet the customer. She helped me with all that, and that was her way of paying for her daughter to get a skirt. So sometimes it's not always for me about, well, let's make the money. Get your money, or if you can't, pay, okay, well, I'm done with you. Because I have other things that I do need help with and I can't hire anyone right now, to me, that's a really good way of kind of getting the labor done without wrecking my brain and trying to do it myself.
So
Yes.
Are you selling products online? Do you have a website?
Yes.
Do you have your designs photographed and on the website, and you sell from those?
Yes, well, the website, I do have it, but what I do with the website, it kind of directs you right to my Facebook, because I can easily manage the Facebook. So I do pretty much all of my online sales from there.
Okay.
Even if people find me on Google, Instagram, Twitter, I don't know how to use any of those, so all of those direct you to my Facebook, which I know how to use, and we just process the payments and communicate either on the phone or through Facebook.
So how much of your business is done locally, person to person, as opposed to through the Facebook account or website?
This year, I would say about 70% of my business has been online outside of Fort Wayne. And
So
that's,
I assume that's increasing?
yes, and the reason it's decreasing with Fort Wayne is because I get so many online orders. Sometimes if someone locally contacts me, I can't take the order because I get people, well, I need this by this day, or I need this amount of skirts that takes up all the time. So I sometimes feel like I'm neglecting the local community when people contact me for things, but what I have done is I have made connections with other women who make designs, and I refer them off. If I can't do it, I would rather refer them to someone locally, another small business who can do it, and they get the money instead of someone else. Yes.
So I have two questions. One is, so you make everything individually in terms of there's not really certain lines or anything that you have. So if a mom calls in or whatever, do they kind of design it by telling you what their daughter wants, likes?
Well, every skirt has a name. And usually we start off from there. Which skirt did you see? If it's the Princess Lacy's, the Princess Twirl. So we start off from there. And some moms really just don't know what they want to get for their girls. So I ask them, what's her favorite color? What's her favorite activity? What does she like to do? What cartoons does she like? Or what music does she like? And I kind of pattern something off through that way, and then kind of send it to them pictures, or I'll sketch something out, or if there's something I made already, I'll send it to them and say, well, look at this and tell me if this is something that you may like. So it really just depends. That's one reason why I give all of my skirts names, because that's the first thing. Well, okay, you like this skirt, but you want it this way or that way. Another thing that I ideally want to do for So Pinky, because of all of my skirts start off as the one basic design. In the future, my big plans are to have a nice distribution center where I can have all of those skirts already done. If it starts this way, we can have that already done and set. So if someone comes in and say, I want the Princess Lacy, I need it in purple, and I need blue trim. We can go grab the skirt because it's pretty much already made, and we can just do everything else to it. That's one of the big plans I have for So Pinky.
My other question is, so regarding expansion, your yards seem to be hitting about capacity of what you can do. Seem to be able to turn business away and things. So you hired someone for a short amount of time. It seems like you're eventually going to have to go that route again.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that process beforehand, and what characteristics do you look for now this time around?
The main thing I learned is get my legal together. Make sure they sign all the correct papers and all of that is in order. Maybe even background checks. I learned some things later on that I said maybe I probably shouldn't have had that person in my house because of association. But first thing is making sure the legal is taken care of. That way, the company and my back, we're covered. We're insured. We're fine. The next thing, I would want someone who is as passionate as I am. Not necessarily about growing a company, because some people just want a job to have a job, which I'm fine with that. But someone who's going to put the same amount of love, the same amount of magic, because I do believe in magic, put that same, the same passion I have for what I do. I want someone who would have the same passion, pretty much. Any other questions?
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.